President Museveni, a disciple of broad-based individual politics as opposed to multi-party politics, has over time co-opted his adversaries in northern Uganda, like former rebel General Moses Ali, former Speaker Jacob Oulanyah, among others. The latest is Norbert Mao, who has been his critic for over 20 years, who, after penning a cooperation agreement, was appointed Justice Minister in changes that also saw Hamson Oboa appointed Government Chief Whip and Acholi Acholi picked as State Minister for Economic Monitoring. The recruitment of Mao, according to political analysts Professor Sabit Makara and Dr. Gerard Karyeja, is a big catch for the mobilization strategy of northern Uganda, where NRM has just lost a strong mobilizer in former Speaker Jacob Oulanyah.
He's looking at that idea of representation, that if I give Acholi more positions, there will be a possibility of these leaders to mobilize their supporters so that they enter NRM, and therefore a significant support of the voters in 2026 is like President Museveni is like a harvest massively from that.
Of course, he's consolidating where he's strong. And I think he has realized that he's not as strong in Uganda. But also it is sending a signal to Uganda that you political leaders in Uganda and the citizens, if you want NRM to be with you, then you must vote for it.
Figures show that of the 5.8 million votes that President Museveni scored across the country in the previous election, 1.1 million were from northern Uganda, ostensibly influenced by government's poverty eradication programs there and the late former Speaker's mobilization.
The appointment of Mao into government, for me, I consider it as a positive move. First, we want to get rid of the mindset which was planted in the minds of people of Uganda that the northern leaders are monsters. We are good people.
I believe with Mao coming on board and with his experience working together with government, I think 2026 NRM will be a formidable party, and it will be a strong party and give other political parties a run for their money.
Dr. Karyeja thinks it could also be Museveni's de-westernization strategy to trim the number of cabinet ministers from western Uganda, where the president hails from.
He has a lot to add, one, to the ruling party in terms of the Acholi region. Two, in terms of some of the DP that believe in him.
So by the time the opposition tries to mobilize, they will find some resistance amongst the leaders, and the leaders will influence the followers follow the ruling party instead of the opposition.
Opposition parties will, however, aver that they are still strong despite NRM's recruitment.
If one or two political parties wish to go with Museveni, it does not mean that all the political parties have gone with it.
But how much of that is accurate?
The ruling NRM won a huge majority in northern Uganda in the 2021 general elections, and according to analysts, these kinds of strategic political interventions by the president show how hard the opposition have to work ahead of the next election. Edward Muhumza, NTV.